Welcome to Ramble On, where we talk about our favorite stuff and then we talk about it some more. On today's show, Dan, the friendly neighborhood video ninja, is back again to pose and flex his movie trivia muscles. The resident nerd girl Whitless is back again to point out the obvious and laugh directly in its face. Returning again this week, exactly 50% of the internet duo Debs&Errol is back again to shine on like the Asian prodigy he is. This week, it's round 2 of the Aliens Anthology as the Ramblers take a look at the James Cameron-directed sequel, Aliens. All right, Ramblers, let's get ready to ramble!
This time, it's war!
That's what it says.
Yeah, see?
No, the big hook on this one, the second Aliens movie was directed by James Cameron, who did Terminator, who recently did Avatar, Titanic.
He likes big budgets.
Yeah, he did a lot of big movies, but this was his take on it, and he was taking it in a different direction. The first movie was like a sci-fi outer space horror movie. Mm-hmm. He was going in more of the direction of a big budget action movie.
This is full out action.
It is.
Aliens. This time, it's war.
This is the movie that I like to call, my little pet name for it is StarCraft the movie. Mm-hmm. Because anybody who's played StarCraft and has seen this movie can definitely see the similarities.
Many hours. I have.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. The original StarCraft, like Brood War.
Yeah, well,
I
was even vanilla StarCraft actually. A lot of.
I cheated at it and found out the storyline.
That's because
what race did you play?
What's that?
Did you always go Zerg then or something like that?
No, man, I was Protoss.
Really? I played Terran.
I love the Protoss.
Protoss are the best.
Protoss were the best because they were the easiest.
Aliens.
I like Terran.
They were the Independence Day. It was like the Independence Day aliens, the aliens, and the Space Marines from Aliens 2.
Space Marines.
Because if you play StarCraft and StarCraft 2 and you haven't seen these movies, you gotta see Aliens at the very least because you will get all of the jokes and like the Space Marines, like the actual grunt Marines of the Terrans, are ripped right out of this movie.
Yeah.
How do I get out of this chicken shit outfit?
What happens in the second movie is Ripley, like the first movie ends, she's alone in space
This
in the
part
ship.
was gross. This scared me too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah, I know.
She's out in space, she gets rescued, but what happens is we find out that she's been drifting through space in a cryo sleep for whatever, for over 50 years.
Yeah.
She gets back to civilization, she finds out that her daughter, who was like a kid, like an 11-year-old when she left, has grown old and died in the time she's been gone. So now she's...
So cryo sleep is bad. Don't try it.
Yeah. Don't abuse your cryo
Unless you really
chambers.
don't like the people that you know, and then you just kind of want to
Bad.
wait until they die, but still be young.
Right off the bat, she's struggling with sort of a mother losing her child abandonment issue. Plus, she's also got the trauma of being chased around by a penis monster in the first movie. Meanwhile, we find out on the planet where they found the aliens, a bunch of other Terrans, for lack of a better word, have come and terraformed the planet, and now they're living on it. But one of them stumbles over the alien ship and...
It's like, putting your house on top of a foundation, like an Indian graveyard, right? That happened in Poltergeist, and bad things happen.
Bad things always happen.
You don't settle roots on things like that.
You end up in the bathroom ripping your face off.
Yes, but nobody seems to learn from any of these movies.
No, people need to learn more from horror movies.
Yeah, just don't.
Powerful life lessons. Do not terraform an alien-infested Zergling planet, or you will get your face hugged by a little spiny crab monster thing.
Yeah.
So they put her onto the ship with the Terrans, the Space Marines. And for all intents and purposes, the Space Marines and aliens are what generated every video game that you see nowadays, most of the first-person shooters, Halo, all the other first-person shooters, Killzone, stuff like that. All of them, their main characters are these Space Marines. The thing is, though, aliens did it a lot better because they have that roughed up and everything, but they also have character.
Check it out. I am the ultimate badass.
Yeah.
State of the badass art. We got sonic electronic ball breakers.
When did the book Starship Troopers come out, though? Oh, that was before Aliens.
That was
like an old science fiction movie.
Starship Troopers was more about like military states. And that's so much that you have to, join the army to be an important citizen in your country. Whereas this is more,
Yeah, they're an army, but they're still space.
Yeah. They have the butch chick in there, Vasquez.
Dies, which is kind of ridiculous.
Well, a lot of them die, but she's the butch chick. She's actually, here's a little bit of movie trivia that you didn't know, she's the mother in Terminator 2, the foster mother.
Oh, is she really?
Yep, same actress.
Oh, cool. And it's not done by what's her name?
No, it's not done by her. And
No, because every butch chick is done by her after a while.
Oh, Michelle Rodriguez?
Yeah, you think.
yeah, Hudson, who's the macho, preening sort of I'm better than everybody, who eventually later on, when he gets his ass handed to him, we discover that he's a huge coward.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
There's Hicks, who's played by Michael Biehn, who was in the first Terminator movie.
Not related to Mr. Bean.
Not related to Mr. Bean.
Wait,
no.
which first Terminator? Where in the first Terminator movie?
He was the main character, the good guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. I knew that, yes.
Which is another James Cameron movie.
Yeah.
Seeing the connections? They've got the sergeant, who is like Sergeant Apone, the black guy, who's an actual real army sergeant.
Oh yeah,
That's why they cast him.
they all had real Marine training and that, and he would.
He was their actual trainer, in Marine training, as the actor's trainer.
All right, sweethearts, you heard the man and you know the drill. Assholes and elbows. Hudson, come here. Come here.
Well, it's a boys' club. Like, despite the fact that they've got the butch chick, who for all intents and purposes is another dude. Like, she doesn't display any feminine characteristics. Same with the pilot. You know the pilot with who's got all the one-liners that StarCraft stole off. Remember the dropship pilot in StarCraft?
We're in the pipe, 5 by 5.
They've also got an android as well, Bishop, who is much better than Ash was because he's not evil. I love the twist that because people who saw the first movie, they're right there along with Ripley because she doesn't trust Bishop off the start. The audience is right there with her. They don't trust him in everything. And near the end, he reveals himself to actually be very heroic and very noble. So that was kind of a cool spin on what they did.
I think I also like it, in the movie when they're trying to take a look with their technology and they see all of them coming at them.
Yeah, the motion track, because they had that in, like I said, it's a militarized, ramped up version of the first movie. In the first movie, they had that motion tracker that was just like, rickety, honky-tonk, duct taped together, trucker, space future trucker technology. And the second one,
it's like what you'd expect on a fishing boat when they're trying to find fish.
Yeah, and the second one, they have military space technology that they can use, so it's ramped up, so that's why you get the motion tracker.
It's like when you're a military looking for fish.
There it is! We got it! So they eventually get to the planet and
then there's acid!
Yeah.
I don't like acid.
You don't like acid?
No.
Yeah.
Either
the very first
form of it?
No.
Oh.
No.
That could have fooled me. They just get Zerg rushed.
Acid spewing Zergs. It's awful.
Yeah.
Awful. Awful.
So bad and awful when you don't know which one to use. Why not awful?
So now they try to get off the planet, but they're trying to figure out these aliens and everything, and then we get into what these aliens are and how their society runs, because they get into the laboratory scene where they're talking about the queen.
Yeah.
They're like, because they're always saying, well, all these things are in eggs, right? So now where do these eggs come from? And then Hudson, the buffoon soldier, is going like, maybe it's a bee queen, and nobody believes him. And then guess what happens at the end of the movie? They also run into Newt.
Newt.
I
liked Newt.
Newt was awesome. Newt was mostly there to sort of feed into that subplot I was talking before about Ripley losing her daughter. So the whole story sort of, the big heavy drama hanging over this action is the whole mommy issues that Ripley has.
Remember those really crappy old Hercules cartoons, and then you had the little centaur?
Oh, with the ring?
Yes, and then you had the little pan guy, and I think his name was Newt. Yes.
I hated him.
Thank you. I just successfully repressed that memory a couple of years ago, and now you've brought it back up again.
And so his little satire goat thing, his name was
Satyr?
Newt. Satyr. Yes.
Satire.
I'm a satire.
Satire goat.
Whatever. I get them all mixed up.
And then there's that big dramatic scene where she runs in, she finds Newt, she's carrying her out, and she comes across the queen.
And that just reminds you of Hard Boiled, when good old Chow Yun Fat is holding on to the baby within the hospital and everything exploding, he's shooting guns.
Does that remind you of that?
I'm gonna have to see that one.
Or maybe it was the other way. I can't remember who was inspired by whom.
And then there's this big sort of mommy versus mommy sort of thing,
Yeah.
because the aliens are obviously poised to just rip them apart, but she's also got a big ass flamethrower aimed at all the eggs. So it's sort of like mom versus mom, sort of backing up and everything. They take off, they get off the planet blows up, and then they're back on the mothership, they're all safe and sound, and then they do the exact same thing they did in the first movie, whereas the queen shows up.
Yeah.
She hitched a ride on their ship and everything. So
Of course she did.
yeah. So she shows up, she just tears Bishop in half. He's okay though.
Poor Bishop!
Oh, yeah,
All
he gets-
these good deals, girls.
He's milkified.
Milky.
Yeah, he gets milkified and everything.
And then she gets to don the exoskeleton.
yeah.
I do like how they establish her as more of a trucker type character, because it is a little more believable that she would be able, be able to use this because it's her job, but two, that she's okay with it, that she's not a girly girl throughout the series.
So, and then, you know, we have the big scene where there's Ripley's big line from the movie.
Get away from her, you bitch!
Again, it's feeding the mommy issues thing. You know, what's more dangerous than a mother protecting their child, right? So
We're dangerous.
yeah, they are. So then they have a fight and everything. It's basically what it is. It's a big escalated version of the first movie. Because in the first movie, it's her versus the alien in a small space and everything. She blows it out the airlock. And here is her in a bigger power suit versus a much bigger alien. And what she do? She blows it out the airlock.
Yeah, I couldn't really see it going any other direction other than the action direction, because the first movie was building up what is this thing.
Yeah.
And then so the second one, you already know what the thing is. We'll just make more of them, and that makes them even more dangerous.